Hello, and thank you for clicking on my channel, Cali Legends Media. Before I get started, I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate all of you. And also, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscription button, that subscribe button down at the bottom. Hit the thumbs up sign if you like the video, and hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever a new video comes out. If you enjoy these type of stories, this type of content. Okay, so today's video is going to take us to LA County Jail. This was back in the days when there was still money in the jail. You used to get cash. Even when you would get visits, people used to come to visit you, and before they leave, they can go to the visiting window and slip you $40. And they'd run it through water to make sure that it wasn't laced with any kind of chemicals, any kind of drugs, right? And we called it a wet 40, okay? That was what the inmates would call it. You go back to your cell from visiting, and the homies would ask you, hey, homie, they leave you a wet 40, you know? Because they always, even if it was $10, they'd dip it in water. In any case, so people were running around the jail with cash. It was great for gambling. It was great for people who sold stuff in jail. You know, money's good for all kinds of things, right? Anyways, there's a lot of danger in jail, depending where you end up. And back then, you know, if you didn't take care of yourself, couldn't handle yourself, you'd probably get your money taken, no doubt. Because it was real loose. The rules were real loose about stealing and robbing people and stuff. This story isn't about stealing and robbing. This story is about something that took place going into the county jail, barely going through IRC, the Inmate Reception Center, and getting processed. I hadn't even got into a bunk yet. And I got into 2 confrontations that revolved around money. Okay. Now, when I was going through the processing, I was going through the 9,000 floor where they interview you before they send you to wherever they're sending you, to whatever module or whatever dorm they're going to send you to. 9,000 floor has several different dorms. 9,500, 9,200, 9,300. In any case, before you get to any of those dorms or any of the modules, you first have to get classified. So you're waiting in this holding tank, but the holding tank has the front bars open. You can't just walk in and out of the cell just to be messing around. You know, they'd call your name, or an inmate would come and call you, and then he'd take you over to get classified, get interviewed. And from there, they'll give you your bedroll or whatever, your fish kit, which consisted of toothpaste, toothbrush, whatever little pieces of soap they gave you to wash yourself, and then you go to your dorm. Well, I was waiting in that tank to get classified. One of my homeboys, Little Angel, was working classification. We had already, you know, said our hellos and stuff. He knew I was there, so he's doing his job, right? Then he comes over and he calls me. So I go to the front and he hands me a little piece of paper on it. And he advises me as to what charges this man has. And it has to do with small children. Now, it's no secret they're not welcome in any jail, in any prison. They're highly frowned upon. And I especially have a problem with people who do mess with women and children. In any case, he gives me this piece of paper and he takes off. So I take it upon myself to just wait a while. Then from the front of the cell, I call this inmate's name out and his booking number. And this guy jumps up and he's like, oh, right here, that's me. I said, oh, all right. Here, come on over here. Let me see your wristband. So he's showing me his wristband because he put a plastic wristband on you with your booking number and stuff. And I'm comparing the numbers to the number on the paper. And while I'm doing that, I'm asking him, hey, so what are you here for? You know? And he starts stuttering and tripping over his words and stuff. And I knew this was the right guy. So, I took it upon myself to remove him from that cell and send him on his way. Pockets turned inside out and made him kick rocks. He had to leave. He couldn't stay there with us. And he left in a bad way, but he left, nevertheless. So, a few minutes later, this big dude walks in, man. Big old buff guy, man. He walks in there, reaches down in his crotch area, and he slides out this big old bag, like a loaf of bread, but inside it has a bunch of cheeseburgers, And dude's like, hey, man, anybody want to buy some cheeseburgers? Man, everybody lit up. Everybody was hungry, and they're cheeseburgers, It's not like they were cold bologna sandwiches. These are cheeseburgers, and you could see that the bag, the inside of the bag was steamy and stuff. So some of the raza got up and was over there, hey, well, let me get one, let me get this. And I stopped him and I told him, hey, man, you guys can't buy this stuff. Man, he just pulled it out of his crotch area, I go, what are you guys doing, man? You can't eat that, You don't know how it's been handled if he's keeping them down. And before I even finished my sentence, someone hit me from behind. Hit me so hard, I felt like I was getting hit with a chair. And I just seen a big old flash, And I spun around, and it was a younger dude with dreadlocks, light-skinned brother, right? And so I started slinging him with him, right? Big dude just like moved off to the side, and me and the youngster, we were getting it right inside the cell, and we moved out of the cell into the hallway, and we're still getting it. No police came yet. After a little while, the sheriffs came running, gave us a little flashlight therapy, handcuffed us, and drug us over to the benches and handcuffed us, far apart from each other to the benches, right? Nobody jumped. Nobody did nothing. Big dude didn't jump, and neither did anybody in the tank. Why? I don't know. I don't know if these vatos weren't regulars. What I mean by regulars are people who have been around and have already been educated on the way things go. Or maybe it just, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but nobody jumped. Anyways, they take the other dude away. They walk me handcuffed to classification, classify me, and they shoot me to 9,500, right? So I hadn't even got into my bed, and I already got into it twice, for two different reasons. Now, I was going into that county jail in a bad way. I stood awake 17 days without sleeping, behind going through withdrawals, chemical withdrawals, and I literally stood awake and watched people go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep, wake up. I spent a lot of time on the phone, trying to keep myself busy, trying to tire myself out, trying to sleep. I couldn't. Then this older homie came and he sat down and he tells me, hey, he goes, I noticed that you've been awake for a long time. I get up in the middle of the night and you're still awake. You haven't slept. I told him, no, it's been 17 days. He says, look, tonight when you go to sleep, just lay down and don't try to fall asleep. Try to stay awake. And I told him, what? He says, yeah, try to keep your eyes open and just think about different things that are bring pleasure, like the beach, whatever, laying down at the park under a shady tree, the blanket, anything that's good to you, but keep your eyes open. Whatever you do, don't close your eyes. You keep them open for as long as you can. And that night I went to sleep. Finally, after 17 days. Well, the next morning, I woke up with more flashlight therapy. The sheriffs were hitting me on the bottom of my feet with a flashlight, telling me to get my ass up, right? They had been calling my name for court. Of all days for me to get called for court, I had finally fallen asleep. This was going to be over. Once you fall asleep like that, when you wake up, you're a new man. And no, but they woke me up and I was off to court. Anyways, it just goes to show you, from that short little period, from the time of going through IRC to just going to court, what you could go through, you know? The first incident, I didn't really mind at all, because what that guy was there for was something bad, you know? He was a bad man. The second one could have been avoided, but I just couldn't keep my mouth shut about it, you know? I thought it was wrong for the way he was handling it and selling it. And, you know, I just didn't like the way the whole thing, it was wrong. You know, just everything was wrong about that whole deal with the burgers. I opened my mouth. This dude's little homie didn't like it and ended up wanting to get off with me, and we did, you know. That ended there. It could have turned into more. These guys have been there a while. Obviously, he could have had a shank, a fierro, a knife. He could have stabbed me, you know. I was just getting there. I didn't have nothing. Usually when I get somewhere, that's one of the first things I try to do is make me some type of weapon, you know. But that wasn't the case. They didn't have nothing, or they didn't use anything. We just fought with our hands over the situation. Jail's a dangerous place, no doubt. This story is just the tip of the iceberg of some of the stories that I'll tell later on. You know, very volatile. Anyways, I just wanted to share this quick story about the county jail. The county jail is a very, very funny place, man. Very dangerous place. You see things that'll blow your mind in that place. Anyways, let's try not to go there. Not to the county jail, not to any jail, because they all got ugly stories like that, you know. In any case, that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed the little story, and I hope to see you on the next video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. There's other videos that I've already made. If you subscribe to my channel, please log on and go watch some of the other videos that are already there on display for you to watch. I think you'll get a kick out of some of them. Some of them are pretty good and interesting. In any case, thank you for watching this video. Take care of your freedom. Guard it with everything you got, so we could stay out here for our loved ones, for our kids, for our wives, and the people around us that love us. And just saying that, I'm going to send it off with a God bless you, and hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.